Badger fans, we got one of the cornerstones of the 2025 class on the show today. I'm excited for it. Can't wait for it. Let's go. Locked On Badgers.
You are Locked On Badgers, your daily podcast on the Wisconsin Badgers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is good, Badger fans? Welcome to the show. Welcome always for helping us build this community. Thank you so much for listening every single day. And with the great guests, man, we never wait. We get them right on the show. We got Logan Powell, 2025 offensive lineman committed to the Wisconsin Badgers, four-star composite player out of the great state of Arizona. Logan, I always start this whenever we have a recruit, a commitment on. What does it feel like when they say Logan Powell, Wisconsin Badgers commit?
It feels good. I'm very proud to be committed to Wisconsin. I'm very excited to go too. It's a very proud feeling. I kind of like hearing it.
Let's talk about the game first, because we're going to get into the recruitment. I was reading a couple scouting reports. I've watched your film, talked to people. One person said you have tackle quickness with guard power. Do you think that describes your game?
Yeah, I'd say.
How would you scout your game? Like if you were, let's say you're a defensive coordinator watching film, watching Logan Powell, how would you describe your game?
I don't really know how my game is. I guess I'd say kind of try to make a move. I guess because a lot of guys kind of try to have speed with me and kind of just go right past me, and that never works. It always happens. Everybody always does it. But I mean, I guess it would say try to work a move. Even my defensive coach just said this when we do one-on-ones during practice. He goes, don't let me get my hands on you. And so I guess that and those two things. And I don't really know what else.
That's awesome. One of the things that I think when you watch film, you have great leg drive, right? You're a really, really powerful run blocker. What's it feel like to pancake somebody? What is that feeling like?
It feels great. I love the feeling. And I can kind of tell, as soon as I kind of hit them, they're off balance or they're falling. And so I kind of feel it. And it's all right, sweet. And so I kind of just pancake them, and I love to jump on top of them.
You kick it in overdrive when you feel that, right?
Yeah. You definitely put your foot to the pedal. You definitely I wouldn't say try harder, but you definitely make sure you pancake him. You know what I'm saying? If you feel it, you make sure you kind of put him in the ground.
Let me ask you this: do you feel third quarter, fourth quarter, you've started to take the will of the defensive line at times, the people you're going up against?
Yeah, I mean, there's some games where I can just tell they're not trying to go against me or play the game anymore. I kind of can feel it's a difference in if they're throwing any moves anymore, if they're really coming at me like they used to, like speed, if they're still using the same amount of power. And it's one team we were beating them so bad that he kind of just fell on the ground, right when the ball was snapped, they dove at our knees, which is not the best, but that's kind of what they did. And it's at that moment, I'm okay, we won. So yeah, it's pretty easy to tell most of the time.
And obviously never played offensive line, but that's got to be the greatest feeling, right? To just physically dominate an opponent.
Yeah, it feels absolutely great. One of the top 5 best feelings. But
give me another one. Top 5 best feelings. What's another best feeling on the football field?
Another best feeling. The pancake one. And the feeling when I know we're gonna win. When we score so much and we just keep scoring, I'm all right, we're gonna win. And then another good feeling would be when I know I've won the rep. Not pancake, but when I know I did my job wonderfully. Or if it's a pass block, I really I locked him up. That's a wonderful feeling.
Let me ask you this: Where did the football journey begin? What was the moment you thought, yeah, football could be it for me?
It was then a freshman year when I found out that I'm not good at football, or not football, when I'm not good at baseball or basketball. So I decided to work on, kind of mainly work on football. And so far it's been great. So far I've been doing wonderfully. I just kind of like learned freshman year that, and I just kind of stuck with football, and it's been working out so far.
Yeah, I would say so. Like, what was the first offer you got?
Michigan.
What was that like? The moment that first offer came through?
So I was at Saguaro at the time, and we were helping with like the younger kids, like a little camp. And I was running over to like they were doing stretch. I was running over to there, like to them, and Coach Mons just goes, "Hey, I want to let you know that Michigan offered you." I'm like, "Oh, thank you, sweet." And it was a really like surreal feeling because my mom's a fan of Michigan, my grandparents on my mom's side are fans of Michigan, and it was like I was excited to tell them, and it was like it felt like a dream almost. You know what I'm saying? It felt like not real because like it was freshman year, and I didn't really like know how to like understand like that this school offered me. It was awesome.
That's wild because so many people, their first offer, and I'm not going to, this isn't clowning on any school, but it's like maybe a Toledo or a Ball State, right?
Yeah.
Right. But your first offer is Michigan, and you're like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
One of the best offensive line schools in the country.
Yeah.
How'd your mom take that? Because your mom's from Michigan, right?
Yeah. She's from Michigan, and she took it wonderful. I think she took it an amazing way. Like she was super proud of me, like super amped up. So was the rest of my family. But yeah.
Well, let's shift to your game quick. You're 6'5", 280, about right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your biggest area of growth? Like this offseason, going into your senior year, what are you grinding on?
I'm really making sure to perfect my technique more, get like stronger. I want to say get a little bit bigger because I feel like in college, like I know in college, like wherever I go, not wherever I go, but Wisconsin, like they'll definitely like, they'll build me up into an O lineman. Cause with meal plans and, stuff like, I mean, like crazy stuff like that. But I still like feel like if I get kind of a head start, I'll have a better chance of starting freshman year or sophomore year.
Well, you talk about building up the offensive lineman, meal plans, and also this guy named Brady Collins going to be involved in that.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on Brady Collins?
I thought he was awesome. He was a great guy. It was fun talking to him, and I definitely am super excited to build a relationship with him, especially because like as players, like that's the main guy that you're gonna like be like the biggest relationship with. You know what I'm saying? And it's great that he's an awesome guy.
You know what's funny is I talked to quite a few different recruits, like at different positions. Literally every offensive line recruit I talked to says Brady Collins. That's like one of the first things they say. Kevin Heywood said the same thing. His dad said the same thing.
Yeah.
Did Brady talk to you about like a type of a plan for you, like maybe where your body could end up?
He didn't really say anything like that. But I mean, I'm sure he has a plan for me already. But no, he didn't really say much about that.
What do you think your coach would say about you in Arizona, like your high school coach?
I mean, I would hope that he'd say I'm a hard worker, I'm a leader, and I love playing football. I hope he would say those things.
What about your teammates? What would you think your teammates say about you?
I also would hope that they say the same things about me, and I hope that they would say I'm a good teammate and like also like a good friend. I really hope that like that's how they see me.
Let me ask you this, because I thought one of the most impressive parts of your film was the second effort plays. Like you'll make a block, but then you'll continue looking for that next bit of carnage, that next bit of violence.
Yeah.
Where does that motor come from?
What?
Where does that motor, like that just need to keep going, come from for you?
Because let's say we make a big hole, right? I'm done my block, and a linebacker's coming in to make a tackle. If I block him, there's a chance that he could get a touchdown instead of getting tackled at like at 3 yards. You know what I'm saying? Like if I make that block for my team, it'll give us a better chance to score a touchdown. And yeah, it kind of feels good too. It kind of feels good, like blowing some guy up and then blowing another guy up. I like doing it.
That's awesome, man. All right, we're gonna take a quick break there for friends of the show. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about the journey to Wisconsin. What was the first communication like? What was the official visit like? We're gonna get into that next on Locked On Badgers with Mr. Logan Powell. But first, a quick break for our friends of the show over at eBay Motors. whatever you need for your ride or die, they got it at eBay Motors. 122 million parts. If you want to drive, you got to fix up the car so you can drive to Camp Randall in a couple years and see Logan Powell pancaking Michigan defensive lineman as we get another touchdown in Camp Randall. You're going to need a car to get there, and the car's got to work. So go to eBay Motors, get the right parts, the right fit, the right price is guaranteed. eBay eligible items only, exclusions do apply. eBay guaranteed fit is only available to U.S. customers. Again, over 122 million parts for your ride or die. Whatever you need to keep that sucker running over at ebaymotors.com. All right, we're going to get Logan back on the show. And also a quick thank you to everybody who's tuning in, everybody's going to listen. Logan, let's keep going here. I want to talk about the recruitment to Wisconsin, the official visit to Wisconsin. But first, what was the first communication like, and how did they find you? How did they scout you? How did they first communicate with you?
So I mean, I first started talking with Coach Blazek. And honestly, I don't really know like how Wisconsin found me. I don't really know any of the schools found me other than a film. So I mean, I don't really like know how that like stuff works, you know.
And what was Coach Blazek like?
Coach, he's a super genuine, friendly guy. Like from the start, I could tell that he was a great coach. Like he coaches guys, but like he also like off the field, like he's like another father to you. You know, it's like it's definitely a guy I could see myself like being coached with, like under.
How is he a little different than maybe other offensive line coaches that you were talking to at other schools?
Some schools, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of the schools, they kind of have like fake coaches. Like they like on the recruitment, they're like, you know, these like genuine guys. But then on like when you're like their player, they're kind of like not really like the same like that anymore. Like it's all like they're like it's tough love, but with no love. You know what I'm saying? It's and yeah.
Let me get into a couple of these questions because I mentioned that we had some people that are excited you'd be on, submitted questions. A couple of them for the official visit. So Zach B, one on the official visit stood out, and also LJ, got to ask him about the official visit, obviously blew him away. Talk to me about the OV.
So the OV was like, it was amazing. Like getting like everything paid for was like insane. And like just talking with like Coach Blazek every day and getting to meet some of the players. Like early Kevin Heywood, like he was my host and he was a great guy. Like it was awesome talking to him. And I actually met him earlier, like on freshman year when he was at a camp in Michigan, which is like one of my first camps. And that was kind of the guy that I kind of stuck with. So it was like, it was pretty great, like seeing him again. And the visit was, you know, awesome. Great food, wonderful food. And it was great to meet the coaches and a lot of the players. And it just like midway through like one of the player panels, I kind of just like felt like this is home. You know what I'm saying? That's yeah.
What was the food? Like you said, great food. What was your favorite spread?
One night was hibachi. I love hibachi. And then one night, or I think it was the same day actually, for lunch it was like in the practice field, there was like a bunch of like barbecue food and they have their own like thing that's called, I think, Babcock Farms, I think, right?
Nope. So
good, such good ice cream. And it's ice cream, but it doesn't give me a brain freeze if I eat a lot of it. You know, that's amazing.
I love it. What was your favorite activity? Because I know they jam-packed that stuff.
No, we played laser tag. That was super fun.
I heard you guys got mopped up though. The 24 kids mopped you up.
No, it's like I carried my team a little bit. I got the second most points on the entire game. The other one was one of the actual players, and he was camping under one of the like ATVs, and that's not fair. It's like,
that's awesome. You know what I love about it is it feels like a way to already start bonding the classes, right?
Yeah.
Like, who else in that 25 class that you were with on the visit did you kind of start building those connections with?
Mike Roeske, Nolan.
Mm-hmm.
Like Cooper and Mason. A lot, like kind of like the guys on my like laser tag team. I was with them like kind of the entire trip, and it was great to meet him, and I can't wait to play with him.
What were you? So Roeske's been on the show, and one of my favorite quotes was, I asked him what the best part about playing offensive line is, and he said, making the little guys fly through the air.
Yes.
What were your impressions of Roeske?
I thought he was a very genuine dude. I thought he was a cool dude, and he's a big guy. Like, he's tall, but he's like huge. He's a big dude, and he's like, I thought he was like either a senior going to go to Wisconsin. He's getting another trip, but he's my age, and he looks like a grown man. I mean, I get called a grown man, but like, he is a grown man.
Love that. I want to talk to you about another question we had here. The vision that Fickell sold to you. This is from Not Caleb. What did Fickell have to say to you?
So he kind of told me that a lot of programs were transactional and like traditional. And he told me that Wisconsin's very traditional. Like they're here to develop us in the best way possible and get us to the league. And I think that really stood out to me because I think it'd be better to like, get developed and then play in the NFL and get millions of dollars. And also build great relationships with players and coaches. Then to go to a transactional school and get paid $1 million right then. And then that would make bad relationships with people in the locker room because it's like, I'm coming in, I'm a freshman, I'm got paid way more than this other guy. So that wouldn't really build like a relationship and like a good like brotherhood within the team or the locker room, which also like really stood out to me. He told me that like they're there to develop the players and not just as football players, but as men too.
That's an awesome perspective, man. Kind of the long-term view on it. I think that's really cool. Talk to me about the question we always get when people come on the show, recruits specifically. Pat Lambert, Maximus Steinecker. What are those two guys like?
Oh, those guys are awesome. They're the same with everybody else. They're genuine, and even one of the other players, they said that they're like strangely nice. Like on the player panel, one of the players said that he was from Florida, and he said that everybody in Wisconsin is strangely nice. And so far, it's been true. I haven't really met anybody that's not super polite and super like just a great like genuine person. That is Wisconsin.
Anything surprise you when getting up to Madison? Anything that you didn't expect from the city or like the state or that area?
I didn't really expect the college town to be like kind of like it gave off like old childhood vibes. Like there are a lot of like grass and plants, and you don't see that a lot out in Arizona.
Yep.
And yeah, it felt like home. It felt like home, and it felt like it'd be a great place to live there, even if it gets super cold. But personally, I'd rather be super cold than super hot, because super cold you can bundle up, you can get like other layers. And when you're hot, you're just hot. You're sweaty, and you can't really like do anything about it until like you're in AC for like a couple of minutes.
No more quick questions here. This one is, what was it like? This is an interesting question to me. What is it like turning down other schools that you really like? Obviously, Wisconsin's a school, but you had relationships with other places.
Yeah. I kind of, I kind of like at the end though, like there weren't a lot of coaches still talking to me, and there weren't really coaches who kind of kept building the relationship like Coach Blazek did. And so it kind of like sucked because like, I kind of like felt bad that they were recruiting me like super hard, and I went with another school, which I'm still like, I'm all in on Wisconsin. I'm glad I committed. It's like, but I felt a little bit bad because like they could have used that offer on another kid who wanted it. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of felt bad like taking another person's opportunity away or kind of wasting their time a little bit, No,
it's an interesting perspective because a lot of people have never kind of lived that life, and it's interesting. Yeah. What do you feel about recruiting rankings? Like, you're a composite 4-star. Do you look at those? Is that just kind of off to the side to you? How does that feel?
I don't really look at it. It's kind of a little bit off to the side. Like a lot of the times, like that I get told my rankings from my friends who are looking at it. And I don't really look at it. I never really looked at it. I don't know where to look at it either. So
that's awesome.
I kind of don't really worry about that too much, because if you're a good player, you're a good player. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a 5-star or a 3-star. If you're a good player, you're a good player.
What about the social media aspect of being a major D1 prospect, one of the most sought after players in the country? Is it too much? Is it, again, something that doesn't really bother you?
No, it's not too much. It's not really something that really bothers me that much, because I mean, it's never really bothered me.
Then let's get into a couple of these other questions here. Family's thoughts on you choosing Wisconsin. This is from 715 up. Tough sell, saying no to local schools, or not a big deal?
No, not really a big deal. Like they're like wherever I was gonna go, they were proud of me no matter what. And they were super proud of me that I chose Wisconsin because good football, but also good academics. Even though it's across the country, they're really proud of me that I made that decision.
That's awesome. This is from TNEIS. Did the new West Coast teams in the Big Ten impact your recruitment at all, knowing there's some more schools coming in from that area of the country?
No, not. I mean that never really was affecting like where I wanted to go. Wherever I was gonna play, like I was going there to play football. I wasn't going there for like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't really pay it much like mind.
This one is Coach Blaze. We talked about, I think so. Oh, here we go. Player you marry your game after. Is there any offensive lineman that you look up to? And are there any Badger offensive linemen you look up to?
A player I do look up to a lot is Taylor Lewan. Because he was a great player, and like I kind of thought it was cool how he was like a big like shit talker, if for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I've never really shit talked big like that, but I kind of think it'd be kind of funny to start doing so. Because it's also like football's also a mental game. So if you kind of crush them mentally, it's like it'll be easier to crush them physically.
Well, you need to have some of that as an offensive lineman, right?
Yeah.
Worst feeling: giving up a sack that gets your quarterback blasted, or false start on a play that ends up, or a holding call that on a play that ends up going for a touchdown that they call back.
Oh God. I'd say the quarterback that gets a sack that gets your quarterback blown up, because it's not you're letting yourself and your team down. You're letting your quarterback down because he puts all this trust in you. You're gonna protect him, and he just gets like blown up. And and if it's a touchdown, we could do it again. We could 100% do it again. And it just the sack that like blow a quarterback up, the way I would just that's a lot worse by like miles.
Yeah, I figured that's where you'd go. Are you ready for some lightning round stuff? Couple quick questions.
Sure.
All right. Do you play college football? Are you going to play the college football 25 game?
Absolutely. I'm going to game share it off my brother too for free.
Yes. So you ready for? I'm going to ask you some of your player ranks should be in the game. You ready?
Yeah.
What should be your run block grade?
Run block grade, I'd say 89.
Pass block.
85.
Strength.
99.
Yes, I love it. Agility.
I'd say 70, 73.
I love it. All right. What are you thinking about Academica at Wisconsin? Have you thought that far?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I forgot what it was called. I always forget. It's about like being a physical trainer. That like now. What's up?
That's awesome. Like that'll tie right into what you're doing.
Yeah. It's because it's like, oh my gosh, I always forget what it is. It's kind of a not so basic word, but yeah, I want to learn that because also it'll help me like be a better player, because it'll like I know there will be trainers that'll tell me what I need, but like I will also know what I need if I become like a physical trainer.
That's awesome.
It'll help me. It'll help my longevity in the league, and also it'll be like a cool like job to have after the my career is over.
Maybe become the next Brady Collins.
Exactly.
Hidden talent, something not football related.
Hidden talent, crazy good at video games. Like I feel like whatever game I kind of pick up, I'm like it takes me a few like minutes, but I feel like I get really good at it.
So listen, not for nothing, we are going to have a 25 online league on the PS5.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying, but I'm saying if you're interested. Favorite comfort food.
Comfort food, sushi.
There you go. Mentor, somebody you look up to in life.
My older brother.
What about him do you look up to? Like what is it about him that
he's the first of my brothers to go to college. And he's been doing like super well, and like he's like super smart with how he plays, like he's really well at balancing like school and football and the family and all that. And all my life he's kind of given me like great advice because he's the first child, so he's kind of like he's made a lot of the mistakes, and he kind of tells me and my younger brother. And yeah, I just looked up to him like all my life.
Do you think he knows that, like the mentorship he's had on you?
I don't know actually. I think he does, partially because he's giving me good advice and he knows, but I don't know if he thinks I've like looked up to him like all my life.
Very cool. After you finish up your time at Wisconsin, maybe it's 3 years into the league. That's whatever it is. After you finish it up, what do you hope to have accomplished at Wisconsin?
I hope to win a natty, maybe. Definitely win a bowl game. Definitely win a bowl game. I want to win a natty. That'd be amazing. Maybe the trophies on the wall would be dope. I'd say yeah.
Get this other question someone else said here. Coldest weather you've played in, and then I'll wrap my last two up.
Probably when my freshman year and sophomore year at Saguaro when we played in the championship game, and I wasn't playing, so I was just sitting there, and it was super cold. Like it was like 40s, I think, and it was brutal.
Message for Badger fans.
That 25 is the 25. The class 25 is definitely gonna change the world.
I love it, man. He is Logan Powell. This has been awesome, my friend. I appreciate you jumping on. Where can people? Yeah. So I have Twitter down below at Logan Powell _77. Anywhere else people can follow you?
Instagram's the same. That's kind of it. I'm not a really big social media guy.
Oh, I love it. He is Logan Powell, a huge part of that 2025 class joining Locked On Badgers. Really appreciate your time and can't wait to see what you do the senior season.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
On Wisconsin, and we'll talk later.